This week has had some considerable ups and downs, both in the nationwide weather and news. Good afternoon, Bears. I'm Sophia Tavanello.
And I'm Jamison Rembert. If you're a student here at UNC, you may notice something unusual on your walk to the burger bar outside the UC.
That's right, Jamison. UNC students can look forward to a new communal garden built for and by students. The organization Student Leaf is an environmental club at UNC and has had a large role in making sure the landscaping is best for students. Lorraine Aguinaldo, president of Leaf, let us know what to expect.
There's going to be a path connecting. It's going to open up the university space more towards like the city of Greeley. It might strengthen our relationship, and it's definitely going to be a better visual on this side. The native grasses are a really nice backdrop, especially because they're so diverse. And it'll be really nice to see just like the community come out and enjoy this space as much as we do.
Construction is set to wrap up before students return to campus in the fall. Last week on Bear News, we learned a couple of tips from our reporter, Sarah Samaniego, on how to stay safe during the Arctic blast that hit Colorado over the weekend and into Tuesday. With temperatures well into the negatives, let's see what effects the freeze had on Greeley. Let's go to our producer, who braved the cold on Monday. Take it away, Greg.
I'm Greg Egbert reporting for Bear News, out in the freezing wind and snow. As you can see around me, the campus feels almost abandoned out here. There's no one in sight.
With such drastic changes in temperatures, travel is incredibly risky. Roads all across Colorado have a chance to flash freeze over, immediately turning from a layer of water to a solid sheet of ice.
Frostbite is also possible within 30 minutes of exposure to the cold. Hypothermia is another possibility if you're out in the elements for too long.
Luckily, Monday was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and because of that, the university was closed. Most students enjoyed a 3-day weekend. However, many other jobs and locations had to stay open, regardless of the holiday.
Many supermarkets remained open today despite the cold weather. I was able to talk to Conlon Moe, who was able to get us an inside scoop of what people are picking up and stocking up on during and after the winter freeze.
This is Conlon Moe reporting from store 104 here in Windsor. Taking a look at the shelves here, as you can see behind me, before the cold front pushes in. Looks nice and stocked, but that's a different story when the day comes the next day, because these are the shelves after. Almost stripped bare with certain things, a lot of water gone, people just stocking up for the weather ahead.
While food and water is an understandable reason to leave the warm comforts of home, that's not the only place that continues to operate, despite the inclement weather.
Today I'm the building supervisor on staff. Me and my open recreation attendant, Ellie, over there. We have a couple of things we have to do, nothing too crazy.
How do you feel about working in the cold?
I mean, it's obviously not preferable. I mean, it kind of stinks sometimes, especially if you're doing it really early. I know the rec opens at 6 a.m. Not today, because it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So we had to delay the opening. But I know when the rec does open at 6, it is a little bit tough to wake up in the frigid cold.
Well, Bears, I hope you're able to stay warm and cozy on your 3-day weekend. This has been Greg Egbert, Bear News.
Thanks, Greg. Now that was pretty sick.
With the recent temperatures dropping, cold and flu season is full into swing. Colorado has seen an increase in influenza and COVID-19 cases this season. Common symptoms of these illnesses include fever, cough, sore throat, and headaches. Not only that, but norovirus, also commonly referred to as the stomach flu, has been circulating across the United States. It is categorized by nausea, vomiting, stomach cramps, and sometimes fever or headaches. It's important to wash your hands using soap and water for at least 20 seconds to prevent the spreading of these illnesses, and to stay isolated if you're feeling unwell. Students are encouraged to utilize the Student Health Center located in Cassidy Hall on campus if they feel sick. The center is open to walk-ins, but make sure to check out the website for hours of operation as they do vary.
This last weekend, millions of Americans experienced a true crash out as the popular social media app TikTok turned dark Saturday night, voluntarily shutting down its services 24 hours earlier than expected, only for everyone to wake up 12 hours later with the app fully functional. Every user then received the same message from TikTok, thanking the president-elect for restoring the app and working with the parent company, ByteDance. The app was under scrutiny from the U.S. government due to the fear of data breaches, going as far as to remove it from government-issued devices. President Trump intends to sign an executive order that will delay the ban an additional 75 days.
I,
Speaking of
Donald
Trump.
John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Speaking of Trump, the president-elect was sworn into office on Monday and became the 47th president of the United States. Not only was the inauguration surrounded by controversy, but he wasted no time in enacting his policies, with the TikTok ban being one of many. Trump pardoned over 1,500 January 6 rioters, withdrew from international agreements, including the World Health Organization and the Paris Agreement, rescinded greenhouse gas and oil drilling policies, reinstated military members with back pay, deployed troops to the U.S.-Mexico border, ended programs related to diversity, equity, and inclusion, halted birthright citizenship, and froze federal fund hiring. The inauguration took place indoors with several tech CEOs fronting the audience, with Congress members sitting behind them. There were many jaw-dropping moments that took place, and we'll have more on those and TikTok in the coming weeks.
Over the past couple of weeks, Los Angeles has been on everyone's mind as multiple fires have been raging through the area, destroying countless homes and communities. The Palisade and Eaton fires have been at the forefront of the destruction, burning over 40,000 acres, roughly 10,000 acres larger than San Francisco's total area. Over 88,000 residents have been forced to evacuate, with another 85,000 on standby. Approximately 8,000 first responders have been working day and night to contain the havoc and are doing the best they can with the circumstances they are facing. As of yesterday, San Francisco is dealing with a brush fire that started at 1 a.m. called the Lilac Fire. A total of 86 residents have been displaced by the evacuation orders, and more are on standby. As of reporting this, 63% of the Palisade fires have been contained, 90% of the Eaton fire, and 30% of the Lilac. If you are looking to help those affected, you can follow the link below and choose from a variety of organizations to donate to.
Say, Jameson, have you noticed anything new about the studio this year?
Yeah, I mean, now that you mention it, I don't remember the desk, this background behind us. Almost feels like we're in Spy Kids or something.
We're not exactly in Spy Kids, but last summer, a fire started in Candelaria Hall, and the television studio used for Bear News and video production was impacted. No one was hurt, but over the fall semester, much of the studio had to be rebuilt. Now, with a lot of time and patience, it's back and better than ever. The room caught fire in mid-June, leaving a thick layer of soot in the studio, control room, gear lockup, and newsroom. The process of repairing the space included repainting the walls in affected areas, remedying all electronics, replacing all acoustic walls, and creating a new set and backdrop, as the old set couldn't be salvaged. General Manager of Bear News, Sean Montano, saw the fire as an opportunity to improve the space.
So when the fire happened, it gave me some time to think about re-envisioning how the studio worked. I wanted to move the set to a different wall, and so I've moved it to the east wall, and so it kind of opens up the studio more, so we can be a little more creative with the space.
With the help of dedicated journalism students, Professor Montano hopes to make the studio better than it was before. You know, if you were in the studio last year, you may have noticed a lot of different changes, and hopefully next year when you come back to Bear News, you'll have a new studio.
Yeah, these bright lights are awfully nice. Well, last week, UNC welcomed students and staff back from the spring semester. The week was filled with events to foster involvement and belonging in the Bear community. Holmes hosted a welcome dinner on January 11th, welcoming new students and staff, where students were able to relax and connect with their friends. After dinner, the campus commons hosted a housewarming party in collaboration with the Office of Health Promotion. There were games, crafts, music, and food. On the 4th of January, UNC held the 4th annual Staff First Student basketball game and Winter Rec Fest. There are activities and fun prizes, including a $250 gift card to Shields. Welcome Week takes place at the beginning of each term, so join in the festivities next year.
Sounds fun. All right, well, that's all we have for this week, Bears. Thank you for tuning in to our broadcast, and we're excited to see you next week for our first Monday show of the semester. I'm Sophia Tavanello.
And I'm Jamison Rembert, and this has been Bear News.